I'm back.
5,
3 Colbert converts again.
Outside to Cordell. Oh, on 20-footer. Goal! Bounce past the Duffy's left hand.
0. CTV Sports!
Hello, hello. Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Brett Kennedy. And look who's back. The prodigal son returns.
Ooh, feels good. Couldn't keep me away, I guess. I'm Travis Green, filling in for Olivia Landis, who's currently seeing Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Just like he says, I guess it's too late now to say sorry.
Oof.
Liv, it is too late to say sorry. You should have been here.
Oof. I think you might need to say sorry to our viewers after piping that one there. Oh, geez. Colorado State softball wrapped up a very busy weekend today with the rubber match of its 3-game series against San Jose State. The Spartans came into Fort Collins this weekend sitting in second place in the Mountain West Conference. After splitting a doubleheader yesterday, the Rams look to pick up their first conference series win in today's matchup that began at 10 a.m. Unfortunately for the Rams, the number 4 was their unlucky number today, led by Jesse Huffstetler, who was 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 home runs and 6 RBI. The Spartans managed to score 4 runs in the first, third, and 6th inning. The explosive innings at the plate for San Jose led to an 8-run mercy rule in the 6th inning, handing the Rams their 16th loss of the season, 12-4. Talk about a busy weekend. Today's loss brings the Rams' 6-game weekend to an end. As you can see here, it began with a 3-game series against Boise State on Friday. The Rams picked up the loss and then got a win later that day, and then on the second, they lost 16-15, had a big comeback in the 6th inning, scoring 9 runs. Wasn't quite enough, and then yesterday we had a doubleheader. The Rams won the first game, lost the second, and then they lose today. The weekend as a whole moved CSU's record to 16-16 on the season and 2-4 in conference play. While the Rams did lose more than they won, there are still some highlights. Haley Hutton is now the Mountain West leading hitter with a .470 average, and senior Jalen Manzanares and Christina Akiona had big weekends, which could be huge from the Rams going forward. Up next, CSU will head out to San Diego to take on the Aztecs in a 3-game series starting on Friday.
The Colorado State track and field team had a great outing this past weekend at the CSU Pueblo Pack Classic. Carly Reimel led the way, breaking the school record of the women's pole vault with a mark of 12 feet 11.5 inches. Reimel now has the school records for both the indoor and outdoor women's pole vault. The Rams proved to be successful on the track as well, as Josh Deloach won the men's 100-meter dash with a time of 10.59 seconds, and Latia Wilson won the women's 200-meter dash with a time of 25.04 seconds. Up next for CSU, the Rams will send a group to compete in the Jim Click Shootout in Tucson, Arizona starting this Thursday, while another group will compete in the CU Invitational on April 9th. The Colorado State football team suited up for its first full padded practice this past Thursday. The practice began with the 3-on-3 trenches drill, special teams run-throughs, and passing drills before running plays from the playbook. CSU will conduct its first spring scrimmage this Saturday at Hughes Stadium. The Rams will have a lot to fill in on defense, with 3 of 4 starting defensive backs and all 4 starting defensive linemen all graduating. And one of the key storylines continues to be the Rams' starting quarterback competition between Nick Stevens and Baton Bauta, who both have seen reps on the first team. Here's what head coach Mike Bobo and receiver Xavier Williams had to say about practice, about the ongoing quarterback battle.
Nick Stevens is definitely getting pushed, and Faton's getting pushed, and the 2 young guys are getting pushed, and there's competition there. And I think all of them need to be more consistent, but that's a room that's locked in the segment meeting room, and they're prepared every day because they know that there's competition at that position.
Half the time, honestly, I don't know who's throwing me the ball, so I'm just running the route. Is Nick, you know he's going to get better from last year. Fatone, he knows the offense, so he's already, good with everything, so it's just up to me to make those plays when they throw me the ball.
So Trav, both quarterbacks right now, Bauta and Stevens alike, kind of playing at the same level. Who do you really think is going to win this starting quarterback job when the season begins?
You know, a lot of people speculated if Fatan Bauta comes in from Georgia. He was a highly touted recruit when he was in high school, one of the better dual-threat quarterbacks to come out of that recruiting class. People thought, okay, he's transferring from Georgia to CSU. He's thinking he's going to start right away. And I kind of thought that right away. But you start looking at this roster. Nick Stevens was second-team All-Mountain West last year, did a great job finishing off the year, heading into his junior season here. He's a seasoned player. I could see him making a big impact at the quarterback position. I really think this one comes down to a tie, and it's all going to hinge on the green and gold game. In my opinion, whoever plays better in that will have the nod heading into fall.
I definitely agree, but I'm going to have to pick somebody right now. I'm going to pick Nick Stevens. Coleman Key last year gave Nick Stevens a good run to try to get to that starting quarterback position. Nick Stevens ended up winning that, and he finished the year fairly strong. I expect him to win that position this year. Now, going over to defense, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of holes to fill. What do you see? Who do you see stepping up this year on the Ram defense?
Well, you know, you lose two key players, especially leadership-wise. You lose the safety Trent Matthews and Kevin Pierre-Louis, guys who we've seen play a long time here. Big-time leaders, they leave, but I think this is the time for Kevin Davis to step up. I think Kevin Davis, he's been the leading tackler for this team. I see him stepping up big and taking charge as the defensive leader, and I think he could make a big, big impact.
I also see Kyle Robinson joining him at the linebacker role and also having a consecutive key season for the Rams. But I'm excited to see Jordan Vaden in the secondary. Receivers switched over to cornerback, trying to recover receivers. That's going to be interesting to watch.
It sure will. If he can make the change and be successful at the cornerback position, tell you what, he's got the size to be one of the premier cornerbacks in the Mountain West.
Football season's not here yet, but I always enjoy talking about football.
Yeah, I sure do. Green and gold game coming up in a couple weeks. We'll have all the coverage of that for you once that rolls around. Colorado State tennis suffered its 11th loss of the season on Friday to number 45 New Mexico 7-0. The Lobos won the doubles point after winning the number 1 and 2 matchups. However, the Rams were able to finish the number 3 match in a tie. After that, it was smooth sailing for New Mexico. The Lobos managed to win all 6 singles matches in straight sets. CSU will resume conference play on Sunday when it faces in-state rival Air Force at the Academy. Play will begin at 12 p.m. And there's no doubt that Colorado State women's basketball head coach Ryan Williams has turned his program into a Mountain West powerhouse. How did he do it? Olivia Landis has the story.
I chose this program because they were a winning program, and I wanted to come in here and continue that success. I know they had won the conference championship before I came, and so when I came in, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go for back-to-back, and we did that.
With great accomplishments comes great sacrifice, and Coach Williams knew he had to take a different approach to rebuild this basketball program.
Well, we wanted to elevate our program quickly. You know, we'd had 7 years of not so good basketball here, and our charge was to turn it quickly and to attract really good regional talent. They weren't going to come here. They weren't going to come to a losing program, and so you have to be different, and so we elected to go the international route.
You know, I think for me, more than anything, it's for them to be able to reap the rewards of their hard work. So they've really earned this. They should really just revel in this and be happy about it. Like I said, I'll be here regardless, but it's great to see them be able to realize all the hard work that they've done.
Well, they're just quality kids too, and for them to get success like this, they deserve it, for sure.
With the support from the fans and the turnaround of this program, Coach Williams is only looking forward from here.
I think we're proud of the approach that we've taken. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but the groundwork has been laid, the foundation has been laid, and it is a nice feeling to know that we've built a winning program and where a lot of kids want to come to.
It's quite possible that in another 17 years from now, people may still be talking about this 2015-2016 Colorado State women's basketball team and how these young ladies rewrote history.
Under Coach Williams, the women's basketball team has won 3 consecutive Mountain West Conference regular season titles, and this season won the Mountain West Tournament Championship, which gave them a bid into the NCAA tournament. We've got much more coming your way.
That's right. Today is opening day for the Rockies, and the NCAA Championship begins right after our show. Don't miss our thoughts on both.
The KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Welcome back. Tonight, March Madness, sadly, comes to an end. Earlier today, Brett and I made our predictions, and the loser has to wear each other's favorite NFL team jersey for a day. That's painful. Which means Brett is going to be rocking the old orange and navy Broncos.
I just don't think so. I think Trav's going to be wearing my Chiefs jersey because you know why? I picked Roy Williams' boys to win this game. I picked North Carolina to beat Villanova 91-74. North Carolina has just been playing consistent basketball all throughout the tournament, Trav. They beat Indiana, Notre Dame, and they just beat Syracuse. There's a lot of key players on this team. Bryce Johnson, Kennedy Meeks, but the big boy is Marcus Page. Yeah. You got to watch out for the senior. If he goes off, Villanova's going to be in trouble.
Marcus Page has Steph Curry range. We've seen it in this tournament so far. Bryce Johnson, I think that's the big mismatch for the Wildcats in this one. Big fella can pretty much get a double-double anytime he steps on the court. That'll be a tough matchup. But I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I'm going Wildcats in this one.
All right.
The performance they just had against the Oklahoma Sooners sells me on this. I'm giving them the 86-80 win. They just held Boomer Sooner to 51 points. This is a team that had a National Player of the Year contender, Buddy Hield. They held him to 9 points. What does that tell you? Villanova can play defense. And listen to this. They shot the second highest percentage any team has ever had in the Final Four or the championship game in those Final Four games. They shot the second highest we've ever seen. Villanova, they can shoot it, they can play defense. I got Jay Wright and his boys moving on.
All right. Great defense versus a great offense. Nova has some great players. I love Ryan Arcidiacono.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best names in college basketball. I'm excited. I can't wait for this game.
I'm super excited as well, but something else that's got my blood pumping. Today is also opening night for the Rockies, hence the purple I'm rocking here.
Purple Monday.
Purple Monday. Where do you think the Rockies will finish in the NL West, Brett?
I have them finishing 4th, as you can see from right here. I just think the Dodgers, again, are too tough. They've got Clayton Kershaw. They've got young Jock Peterson, who totally blew up the major leagues last year. Then I've got the Giants finishing in 2nd. They're going to make the playoffs this year. They didn't make it last year. They surprised a couple people. They've got Madison Bumgarner, addition of Johnny Cueto. I just think the Rockies, they need to catch up some room.
I see what you did there with the young Jock reference.
Oh, yeah.
I'm catching on. I got a different team winning the NL West. I've got the Giants taking this one. I think the addition of Johnny Cueto, and then you get a healthy Hunter Pence back. I think the Giants are poised to make a run for the World Series this season, and they win every year. The past 3 even years, in 2014, 2012, 2010, I think they're taking it this year. And then I've got a dark horse, the Diamondbacks, baby.
Ooh.
They get Zach Greinke. They steal him from the Dodgers, and then they get an under-the-radar pitching pickup. They trade for Shelby Miller. He'll be huge. I think Paul Goldschmidt and the D-backs, they're going to move on, and I think make the playoffs in the wild card. Dodgers, I got at 500. Rockies, I also have sitting in 4th place, but you got to like what the Rockies did this offseason. Maybe not any huge pickups, but they bolstered that bullpen big time. They get Jason Mott, they get Chad Qualls, and then they get McGee in a trade with the Rays. They trade Dickerson and get McGee, who's going to be their closer. It looks like they might have a better year.
And that'll help a pitching staff who's had some dark years the last couple years. De La Rosa's there, but he's had an up-and-down career. Chad Bettis is there. Tyler Chatwood Atwood, but they need more consistency out of those guys.
It's always been pitching. We've seen it every year. The team can always hit at Coors Field. Just going to have that pitching. Jorge De La Rosa on the bump for the Rockies tonight. That'll finish off the show for us. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's show.
If you can't get enough of CSU athletics, make sure to check out all of our coverage on collegian.com.
Have fun watching the championship game and the Rockies' first game of the season. We'll see you next week.